Welcome back to the Manosphere Paradigm, the channel where we learn to level up in health, wealth, relationships, and hobbies. Today, I want to talk about the debate between the Rational Male, aka Rolo Tomasi, as well as Ruslan on the Value Entertainment platform. They had a discussion where there was a clash of Red Bull, Red Bull, the Red Bull basically versus religion. And a lot of guys believe idealistically that, you know what, all we need to do is go back to that wonderful state of where we were all um, having long term relationships and where marriages were lasting for decades because that is the best way that we can have a healthy society. However, if you realistically look at how things has transpired over the decades, over the last 20 at least, how technology has influenced how we communicate with each other, that in itself has also influenced the level of how the dating market, how people meet each other, the way they go about setting up dates, the way they go about getting to the point of getting married, and how technology is also influencing and opening certain doors that is detrimental to having a long-term relationship. So they had the discussion. I followed the discussion. I was watching it live, and I thought, you know what? Seeing that they're having this talk about the RP that is giving facts, data, and statistics, and telling you as a man, this is what's happening. These are the stats. Here are the tools to navigate the landscape, and it's up to you to make whatever future or make whatever life that you want or follow whatever path you want. That is what the Red Bull ultimately is doing. That is one thing that Rolo always stresses when he talks about, I do not deal in prescriptions. I deal in basically telling you these are the facts, these are the stats, these are the data. This is the data at least, and it's up to you to understand how to go about it the best way based on those facts. Then you look on the other end where there's the religion part with Ruslan and guys like Afis as well, the guys from the roommates. They operate and approach things a lot from a idealistic approach and thinking that we need to go back to the old days as to the old order thinking, like Rolo says, that that is going to be the best. However, they are forgetting that we are not operating within that same type of environment where you didn't have a phone on you 24/7 that you can see the entire world. You lived your life where you were, in the town that you were, in the street that you were, and you could basically focus on living your life there and then. Now there's so many distractions on this handset and the internet that going back to that old order thinking or old design is not conducive, and thinking that you're going to have success by just ignoring all the facts. So without further ado, let me just get into this video where the two of them listen to the super chat that I sent, and we take it from there.
I'm sorry, you got a question? For
Well,
the super
oh,
chat?
the super chat.
I had one super chat.
Real quick, you know what time it is?
Yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I wanted to do the super chat.
One
yeah.
super chat, Manosphere Paradigm,
Manosphere Paradigm, not Paradigm, my dear.
$140. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, bro.
Yeah, it's actually our biggest super
This
chat.
is a question for Ruslan.
For Ruslan,
Go
it's
for
just
it.
agree or disagree. Does Ruslan agree or disagree with 1 Timothy 2 verses 12? But I suffer not a woman to teach nor an usurp authority over the man.
I
But
believe, yes.
She just missed one part of the verse that I also put in there. It says that a woman should not have authority and to exercise authority over men, but to stay quiet. That is another part of the verse. I think she she intentionally did not read that out because it was definitely part of the super chat. But nonetheless, let's go further.
I believe women should not have authority over a man. I believe a woman cannot be the head pastor or the senior pastor of a church, but I believe women can do other things in church. I would be what some would call, in the Christian context, a soft complementarian.
So if you are triggered as a man and you are Christian, that you're in your church and you are saying to yourself, how can this guy say that? Understand, calm down, and let you and rein in your emotions and understand what is being read is not being read from some other book. It's being read from the same Bible that you profess to follow. And that Bible is saying that you as a weak man need to understand that you have authority within the context of the church, that you have to exercise that authority and make sure that you are guiding, you are leading, and you are standing in the position that you're supposed to. There's a reason that the church leadership is men, because men are very rational, when they are very logical when it comes to approaching problems and problem solving. They tend not to be emotional. However, as feminism has infiltrated the church over the years, we've gotten to this point where men have believed being emotional and being following their emotion and being this, in touch with his feminine side and emotional side is like the in thing, and emoting like a woman is the right way to do it. That is how feminism has infiltrated the church, and a lot of men, when they hear this, they will be triggered because they're thinking, "This, how can he say that we all this men and women are the same?" No, we're not. If it comes to your work environment or your church environment, it's two different setups. So let's just get back into the video.
Gotcha.
So you don't think that a woman can lead a church?
No.
Well, yeah, because my buddy is married to this is in Judaism. I don't want to go off the rails here.
I agree
He's
too.
married to a female rabbi.
Yeah.
You don't agree with that either.
No. I think women can do other things, minister, have evangelistic gifts, lead worship, sing, teach women's ministry, teach in a conference context, sometimes teach on a Sunday morning even. But I think when you're talking about the head of an organization, institution of the
Do
body
you think
of
a
Christ,
woman can
no.
be a CEO of a company?
I think she can, yeah. I think she can. Are more women naturally wired for that?
What's
You
the
know?
difference?
The difference is with the scriptures, right? My guardrails is not
Right,
what's
but if
what
you're just
pragmatic.
explaining a scripture versus
Yeah.
teaching people how to do a job, I mean, what's the difference?
The difference is that something can be optimal and there's an exception to the rule versus this is the standard what we view as the rule. So
Yeah. So just to elaborate on what he's saying there, he's saying that obviously within the context of a church, he doesn't believe that a woman should be leading. And if you are a man, sometimes you have some pastors that is the face of the church, he's in front. However, everyone kind of knows in church that he subscribes to this happy wife, happy life mentality, and he shouldn't step out of line, or his wife will be on him. If that's the type of pastor that is leading the church, he's actually not leading the church, because the wife he's actually King Ahab that allowed Jezebel to basically lead him astray, and doing things that was against the will of God. But not to get deep into scripture, the thing is that it's not that a woman cannot lead a company. She can definitely lead a company, but like he says, is it optimal? A lot of women does not have the certain level of tenacity that it's required, and the ones that are successful, I'm not saying that they cannot be successful, but the ones that end up being successful, they take on a lot of masculine traits when it comes to having being able to be successful in that type of arena. So they become something else that's outside of their natural or the way they are wired. And that's when you find them being in relationships where they cannot find a masculine guy because they themselves are hyper masculine, and they have to get a guy that is below them that they can control, because that is the way they are wired. You cannot be going to work, be this hyper masculine type of woman that is basically leading everyone, and then when you get home, you'll be able to just switch it off. That is not going to happen. So yeah, when it comes to church, there is a specific set of rules and guidelines that we as men and women have to follow, and we are not within the world or operating in a business environment where obviously we are all the same when it comes to the opportunity that we have and to be treated the same. That is the work environment, but you cannot be taking that mentality, that feminist type of approach of we are all equal, and bring it within the church. That is where it goes sideways. So I wanted to put in that comment because I wanted to understand and see where Ruslan was coming from when it comes to that type of thinking. And is he someone that is actually following the scripture like he says? Because that is him having, or whoever is the pastor is being the one that needs to stand in his role and needs to be the one that is controlling and making sure that there is not this type of chaos where you have women leading men and they basically being following her instructions and everything. Again, in the workspace, that's fine. In the church, that is not allowed. And it says actually that she needs to be quiet. Don't shoot the messenger. All I'm reporting is what the facts are, what is being said in the word. So let's go further and just understand how they close things off.
Somebody's not a Christian, then I doesn't.
So
they're different.
it could be, but it would be an exception to the rule.
It would be an exception to the rule, but I'm saying that's not how the scriptures prescribe it.
Gotcha.
Do you think a woman should be a president of a country, a prime minister of a country?
No, I don't know. Probably not.
Rolo.
No, straight.
I don't
Wow.
know. I don't know. Probably not. I would say I don't know. Probably not.
We got into that yesterday.
And your wife would agree with you?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, you gotta go
Think
home
so. You
and
gotta go home and ask
Come to
her
me, my wife.
now.
That's why I'm trying to get out of here. Hey, it was a
Brother,
pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay, so just to go back to what Rolo was saying when he was saying no, if you triggered again, calm down, breathe in, woosa. What he's saying is, if you look at a female president, we're not saying, and I'm not saying that a woman cannot be a president. However, females tend to be the one, or women tend to be the ones that are very connected to how they feel and what their emotion is saying. When you are when you're leading a country and as a president, you cannot be dictated by your emotion. You have to understand if there's certain times of crisis. It's not about how you feel about that scenario or that moment. It's about what is the logical steps that you need to follow. And men are the ones that tend to follow that logical route in problem solving and coming up with scenarios to better tackle an issue or be able to come to a type of a diplomatic conclusion. Again, I'm not saying that woman is incapable of being able to do that, but the way we are wired, we can all agree that women tend to be more the emotional ones, and that men are the ones that's more logical. So when it comes to the job of president, you obviously want someone that is more logical. You don't want the guy that they said what, when, who, nooks. That is just me being the over dramatic, but you basically understand what I'm trying to say is the fact that men are more logical, and it is better suited for men to be president because they are the ones that can lead and guide and direct and take control a bit better and more consistently as men. So you know what, like I said, I'm just here to report the facts. I'm just here to give my opinion on based on what the facts are saying, and or not just I'm not giving my opinion, I'm giving my insights when it comes to what the data is saying. The data is, in this case, if you just to sign off on this comment, is that when you talk about presidents, men are better suited because why? They are wired. Their wiring complements that particular job as being a president. You know what? It is what it is. So I want you guys to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know about my super chat that I sent into the guys at the Sourcecast, and tell me if I was on par, and give me your feedback. And I'll see you definitely on the next one. Hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. I'm out.